I'm the member for Laurier-Dorion, and that's not in Vaudreuil. For those of you who don't know, I know many of you know me and many of you don't. That's not in Vaudreuil, it's in Park Extension in Villeray. Park Extension, you know, is the home of Corey Hart. That's where he grew up, and And Villeray is just east of that. It's my pleasure to be here this evening. I was told that if my jokes don't work, to tell you that they were Mayor Faye's idea. And he wrote them, he rehearsed them, and if they're not funny, it's his fault. So, and I see him right here, so he's the one to blame if they're not funny. No, on a serious note, it's a pleasure to be here. I've served under the Jean Charest government as parliamentary assistant to the Minister of Health. And I had the pleasure and honor of visiting Yaldé, of meeting with Menachem Langford, who's here and who greeted me on my way in, and his wonderful team that truly does remarkable work. You know, I'm a pretty tough guy. Prior to doing politics in 2007, I was a criminal defense lawyer. There's not a lot of stuff that gets to me. I've seen a lot of things, graphic things. But when I see the videos, when I come here, and I was here, I don't know if it was last year or the year before that, when one of the young children who had gone through the Yaldé program was here to speak with his dad, I believe, and other members of his family. When I see videos, such as the ones with Zevi, Sarah, and Mindy, they really get to me. And I'm not easy to get to. I become very emotional as the father of an 18-month-old child, who I'm lucky to say is in perfect health, and another one on the way, which I announced to you this evening, which I hope will be in perfect health. I understand these images of these children who are not so lucky, and I understand and have seen the miracles that Yaldé has done for many of them. So it's my distinct pleasure to be here. Mr. Couillard, as was mentioned, was confirmed, was to be present this evening. The election, Mr. Stern is actually, I know you're not from Quebec, he's from London, they tell me, eh? So it hasn't been called, but it's almost been called. I think all of you know that next week will probably be the beginning of the next election. And when that happens, and the leader of our party had prepared an agenda and thought he had next week to do certain things and make certain announcements, you can understand that everything was thrown off. And he really wanted to be here. And on his behalf, I'll tell you one thing. At this particular time, I've alluded to it in my opening remarks, I made a joke of it, but it's not a funny matter. I think I wanted to lighten the atmosphere, but this proposed charter of values is truly the worst affront to human rights and individual liberties that we've seen here in a very, very long time. And we know for a fact that this charter is illegal, wouldn't pass constitutional muster, will probably not withstand a challenge in the courts. The problem with these kinds of things is, whether they pass or whether they don't pass, it's damaging enough that it was proposed, and it's hurtful enough to know that some members of our communities and some Quebecers actually have been led to believe that this is something that's positive and that would protect their identity, because our identity would be a type of threat to theirs. This is not in the Canadian tradition, it's not in the tradition of Quebec, it's not in the tradition of Montreal, it's not in the tradition of our communities, and we're not going to stand for it. Madame Marois will find a wall in front of her when the election does come around, as it does in 2000. We will need all of you, and yeah, this is not a campaign speech, but because I'm probably not going to be here and have this unique opportunity next week, we will need all of you to come out and to participate fully. This this is one election. I was speaking to members of the Greek community yesterday, and I said to them, could you imagine the nightmare if you were home the night of the election, decided for some reason you were too tired, too ill, too busy, had something you wanted to watch on television, and decided not to go to vote, and you went to sleep and woke up the next morning, and the first thing on the news was a PQ majority. Can you imagine that thought? So, just foreshadowing it to you is serious enough. I know there are issues within the community. I speak to Mayor regularly enough. I know that for your community, education is and has always been a priority. It's been a priority for the past 2,000 years, and as Lionel told me here when we were discussing at the table, he said to me it's going to be a priority for the next 2,000 years. We understand. We understand that this is the priority of the community, and your MNA, Philippe Couillard, the leader of the Liberal Party of Quebec, understands that priority. We will be there to work with you through the issues that have arisen and are yet unresolved with respect to education in your community. On that, I want to thank you all. I want to commend you all, the organizers, and once again, Menachem Leifer, his entire team. You know, he stole even one of my guys, Brian Soloway. He used to work for me. He's over there working with Menachem Leifer as an educator now, doing great work every day. I wasn't happy to lose him, but I'm happy he went to Yaldé. I'm really happy he joined that team at Yaldé. I'd like to thank you all and commend you all for the efforts, and long life to Yaldé, long life to the community, and enjoy yourselves, enjoy your evening. Thank you for your attention.